Hello there people of YouTube, this is the Zygote Godslayer, bringing to you a video about dinosaur interactions in Roblox Dinosaur Simulator. This side is about being a carnivore. As a carnivore, your goal is to hunt, or perhaps form a pack. Most herbivores will, based on how much of a threat they perceive you to be, decide how they act. A baby tyrannosaur will generally be ignored by any but baby herbivores, but an adult Indominus Rex will always be a threat. If you need food, ambush is the best strategy, because once a herbivore knows you're there, they're probably out of there, and you'll use more hunger chasing them down and killing them than you'll gain from eating them, and it's entirely possible they will escape, running fast and kill them before they know what's happening. Alternatively, you could just go after an NPC, because they're way easier to kill. They find it way harder to hit you, they can't run fast, they can't fight properly. Yeah. A way to track down players is to use the speech bubbles that you can see. If you look against the landscape, like as you can see in the picture above the words Rick Trike, there is a foggy landscape. You can often see speech bubble shapes floating above that, and if you see one, that means there's a player there. This allows you to hunt down players much easier. If you're trying to form a pack, however, and are a small carnivore like a baby T-Rex, walk into plain view and don't approach, because if you do, you're probably going to be murdered, and politely ask to team. That way they will probably not kill you or run away immediately. If you're huge, like an adult Indominus Rex or a abrasive Giganotosaurus or something, and they are little, like maybe a Carnivore or a baby Trike, walk up and ask to team with them. If you seem friendly, so if you don't immediately bite their head off, and they probably won't attack you or leg it, and a huge carnivore is a powerful ally in the world of Dinosaur Simulator due to the fact that it can help fight off any predators. However, if you walk straight up to someone, they will probably leg it. And if you bite someone, they will immediately take on the offensive and begin attacking you. Or, alternatively, they may decide to run away. Neither of these is a good thing, because if they decide to run away, they are going to do exactly that, and you can't deal with a person who's nowhere near you. And if they decide to attack, you'll have to fight them to the death or run away yourself. Fighting them to the death is bad, because you could die and you could lose all the progress you've accumulated on that dinosaur. So, on to herbivores. Here we have a much nicer picture involving a bunch of herbivores standing around doing nothing. As a herbivore, your goal is to form a huge pack and grow to a great size. After all, a group of 4 adult Sauroposeidons, the most powerful creature in the game, is almost unkillable. A herbivore will almost never be attacked by another herbivore, unless that other herbivore is Woo! But carnivores can be very dangerous. In the early life of a herbivore and a solo Triceratops, Eurocephalus, Styracosaurus or other smallish herbivore, death can occur in almost any encounter, unless you encounter an herbivore. Therefore, your goal is to avoid all carnivores and quickly form a large pack in order to help fight off any carnivores. One way to make a huge pack is to invite everybody on the server, but people will quickly leave if there's no interaction between the members of the pack. The better way is to ask herbivores that you meet if they want to team. If you're extremely large, such as an adult Sauroposeidon, most other dinosaurs will not attack you. This can help with not dying in active interactions with other dinosaurs, because if you're a team stage Sauroposeidon and you see a team stage Giganotosaurus around the corner, if you approach them immediately, they may decide to attack. But if you approach them in adult stage, then they will be much less likely to attack. Now on to omnivores. They are extremely small. They generally operate like baby carnivores. If you are seen as an omnivore, you will be viewed as a potential threat by small creatures and ignored by larger ones. So generally omnivores have it good. They won't be chased down by carnivores because they're not big enough to eat properly and gain lots of hunger. And they won't be attacked by herbivores on sight because they're small and they don't appear very dangerous. So on to flyers such as the Quetzalcoatlus. These, depending on the creature that you are, can seem a lot more or less dangerous. For example, Fantasy Quetzalcoatlus skin, otherwise known as Dragon, is a very common sight in the skies of Dinosaur Simulator, and if you see one, 99% of the time you will run away, because Fantasy Quetzals are some of the toughest things in the air, and they know that if they attack you and it turns out you're more powerful than them, they can just take to the skies again, and you can't do nothing about it. As a result, flyers can be very annoying. However, if you can get one to team with you and they make the pack, they can put the nest somewhere no one but another flyer will be able to reach, thus enabling it so that you spawn at the nest infinitely, and unless an opposing pack recruits a flyer to destroy the nest, there won't be anything happening about that. So, on to swimmers, like the Mosasaurus, Pliosaurus, and so on. Mosasaurus is good. Being a swimmer is nice, because generally, underwater, there isn't much threat. There's fish literally everywhere, and you can consume these fish. And if you do consume these fish, then you gain your hunger back, so there's absolutely no reason to kill people other than being, that. So generally the water is a nice place to be, and although there is a rather annoying blue tint that's permanently on the screen for however long you're underwater, but you get used to it eventually after playing as a swimmer for quite a while. Swimmers are quite easy to start playing as, because after your first growth to team stage, which will probably happen without you even trying to get there, if you just mess around as a T-Rex for like 5 minutes, then you'll be able to unlock the Dinosaurus and get straight into the water. So that goes for swimmers. And then we have walking/swimming creatures. There's 3 currently in game, however I could only get pictures for 2. I couldn't find one for the Pliosaurus. Or is it Pliosaurus? Anyway, on the right we have the Sarcosuchus, the first unlockable swimming dinosaur, and in my opinion the one with the inferior model, although it still looks really cool. I have this one unlocked, naturally. On the other side, at the left, we have the Aegisuchus, which in my opinion has the superior model, because it has more spikes and more spiky plates. You see all those little squares on Sarko's back? Aegi has them, and they have spikes on them, so they're awesome. He also has littler toes, he's got a littler head. Oh, and the Aegisuchus is a much more powerful creature. It has about 1.5 times the hit point, and does approximately 20 points of damage more. So, dinosaur eggs and nests. As you can see, we have arrows pointing to a dinosaur egg, which is underneath this Indominus Rex's head, and a nest. This is the only picture I could find that displayed both a dinosaur egg and a nest in Roblox Dinosaur Simulator, and if I'm honest, I couldn't be bothered to go on the game and get a screenshot myself. So yeah. We've got this, which is a bone nest. The first type of nest you can get is a normal nest, which appears to be made of little twigs and stuff. Then you can get a leaf nest, which is a circle with a hole in the middle, and it's green. Then you get the bone nest, which is a bunch of bones laid out on the floor and then ones around the edges. And generally you can stand in this and look rather cool unless you're something huge like a sword Poseidon. And then there's the bubble nest, which on first sight can be mistaken for a respawn bubble. So it is rather annoying because a nest will let the pack members respawn, but if you think it's a respawn bubble, which of course you can't hit and destroy, then you won't try to attack. So about the eggs. A dinosaur egg can be laid by an adult dinosaur by pressing X when their hunger is 90 or higher. Doing this will make it so that the egg is laid, and a few minutes later it will hatch into a baby dinosaur, which eventually will grow to 4-ounce size. From this picture we can see that there is 2 Indominus Rexes and 1 Giganotosaurus in the pack. Due to the Indominus Rexes being the closest to the egg, we can assume it is their egg, meaning that eventually the egg will hatch into a baby Indominus Rex and then will grow to full size. So that egg is rather valuable. The value of an egg depends on how that egg is going to hatch into stuff. For example, if there is a herbivore herd and then the leading Saur of Poseidon lays a clutch of eggs, they will hatch into giant protectors of the herd who can almost never be run down. Thus, the pack will defend these eggs with their lives and will be incredibly aggressive towards any non-pack members who approach the eggs. On the other hand, if the tiny little Styracosaurus member of the herd lays a clutch of eggs, and then an enemy, another player that's not in the pack approaches these eggs, the Styracosaurus will probably tell them to back off, maybe try and get them to back off by attacking them a little, but generally the herd response won't be as great as if it had been Saur Poseidon eggs, or Brachiosaurus eggs, or Lusotitan eggs. So generally, having a nest means they can respawn, which is, well, that will sometimes embolden packs of baby creatures to attack things much bigger than themselves. For example, if there is 5 baby Brachiosauruses who are killed by an adult Indominus Rex, if they had no nest, they would not throw themselves back into combat against the Indominus Rex, because they would probably respawn far and wide across the entire map. Meanwhile, if they had a nest, they would be respawned directly behind or in a cave or something near to the Ilex, and they'd be able to dash back out and keep whittling down at its health until it fell. Nests also, eggs, they are also very good, because if a group has some eggs and they don't have enough members to pick up and carry all of those eggs in their mouths, then they are going to defend the current position, because obviously in this game egg rolling physics are junk. You walk into an egg to gently beep it in the direction the herd is migrating, and it goes flying off over the horizon. So generally picking up the egg in the dinosaur's mouth and walking on with it is the only way to go. If they don't have enough members for that, they will defend their position from anyone who tries to take it. Thus, attacking 5 Styracosaurus on a hill is better than attacking 4 Styracosaurus with 6 or 7 eggs. Because if you attack the original 5, they may decide to run and leave the hill to your pack. Meanwhile, attacking the 4 is not a good thing at all. Here we have the player types. The normal, sensible reactions, such as me. The idiot, try and make friends with anything, even if it's killed you twice already. For example, that one guy who got killed by a Saur of Poseidon. Then he respawned and went up to the Saur of Poseidon and tried to make friends with it again, and it killed him again. And then he walked up to that saw sign and tried to make friends with it again. Can you guess what happened? And then we have the murderous. Kill everything, including pack mates and things you clearly can't kill. Here we have an illustration depicting that point. A baby Tyrannosaurus Rex attacking a full-grown Sauroposeidon and roaring very loudly. So that's my slideshow on dinosaur interactions in Roblox Dinosaur Simulator. Hope you liked. If you like dinosaurs, marine reptiles, pterosaurs and videos of the above, make sure to subscribe to my channel for that. If you like Star Wars, subscribe for that because I've got an ongoing Let's Play of Star Wars Battlefront 2. And thanks for watching. Hopefully see you next time. Bye!